Hey, how was the break? Any good commercials?
I like to use my commercial breaks to write.
You write?
That's right, I write.
Well, you know we're about to head over to G-Marie.
All right. Let's spin it over with G. Marie with Kirby Larson.
We even have Sam covering one of the more recent events dedicated to young poets.
Kirby Larson has been writing since she was in grade school.
I used to write little poems and keep little notebooks, and I think the more you write, the better you get at it.
She says she's always had a passion for reading, which turned into a love for writing.
I have always loved to read, and I think when you're a reader, you get story ideas in your head, and I just, as long as I can remember, I've wanted to put stories on paper.
And her stories have earned several awards. Some of her notable books are Hattie Big Sky, a young adult historical novel, Hattie Ever After, The Fences Between Us, The Friendship Doll, and Duke. Larson was recently in Guam to host a writer's workshop and to share her experiences.
The first bit of advice I would give them is to read as much as they can. You can't be a writer unless you're a reader. It's just not possible. And the second bit of advice I would give is to write all the time. Have fun with the writing. Maybe write, when it's someone's birthday in your family, write them a poem for their birthday present and just keep practicing as much as you can.
Larson says if writing is your passion, don't give up because sometimes it can take a while before your book is published.
So the thing you really have to prepare yourself for is that you will not get published the first time you try. And so you do have to get a thick skin, and you have to get used to getting what's called rejected. I have to say though, once I decided I wanted to be a writer, it took me 3 years before my first story was published. So you have to have a lot of patience and persistence to be a writer.
Guam is just one of the hundreds of places Larson has visited. She's conducted similar seminars in nearly 20 states and as far away as Qatar and Lebanon. She lives in Kenmore, Washington with her family. Reporting for The Beat, I'm G. Marie Guerrero.
You know how I told you I like to write?
Yeah?
Well, I actually participated in my first poetry slam.
How did it go?
Not bad.
What do you mean? Not bad.
Tell you what, Sam was there. Ask her.
Don't mind if I do. Sam, how was the slam? Hey, that rhymed. Maybe I could be in the next one.
As part of the Guam Federation of Teachers Martin Luther King Jr. Festival held in January, high school students were invited to participate in a poetry slam. Keisha Conception is from George Washington High School, and Daniel Canoy is from Simon Sanchez High. The two joined the competition that was held at a Gana shopping center.
Slam poetry is mainly of how people come together and show their more feelings to people that they don't know how to express, or as in how people like to hear or what they should be heard, more outlet like freedom of speech. Like Martin Luther King says that I have a dream of putting everybody out there so they don't have to be alone.
Poetry slam is a way teens can express themselves through original work that reflect personal experiences or feelings.
Slam poetry is a good feeling for teens and everybody because slam poetry is more feelings out to people and more of a heartwarming and more anger management thing.
Participants are being judged on voice projection and just how well they cover the topic of their choice. The experience is nerve-wracking but worthwhile.
I'm being judged on how I need to project my voice more, how people need to be more out there, more body language, and more of a tone that they need to be higher. Because people need to hear them out and they need to say what they need to say. The experience for my first time is really nerve-wracking. Like when you almost go behind and you see everybody looking at the other's entertainment, it's really more nervous, but when you're on the stage, you're more of a calm sensation and more relaxed on what you're doing. And of course, always study it. Always study what you need to do.
Many of the participants are inspired by people in their lives and other fellow poets. Many of the topics included in their poetry concern problems teens undergo in everyday life.
What motivated me is the feeling that poetry slammers always get and how they give more attention to people, like how more they're feeling, and the more support from the audience, actually. Because when you're saying what you need to say is when you actually feel good that they actually hear you, they actually got to know you, but mainly to feel good about yourself that this is part of you and it's also part of them. They will understand you more clearly and understanding of what you're actually trying to say. What inspires me in slam poetry is the YouTubers that are doing it. The topics I did were some of the breakups for all girls and boys, and also encouragement to people that they shouldn't be afraid of anything.
The competition may be intense. However, Poetry Slam is just about expressing how you feel.
Not my first time, probably three times, four times already. It was fun, like, expressing your word to someone. Like, poetry is not just about competition. Like, usually more poet comes out, because we're competing for this, we're competing to go. Like, I think for me, poetry is more like expressing how you feel.
Congratulations to Kayleen Tysikwe, who took first place in the Poetry Slam competition. And since you were asking Jonah, Tyler came in second place. Reporting for The Beat, I'm Samantha Nkenko.
We hope you've enjoyed what we've given you so far.
I've had a good time so far. How about you, Jonah?
I always enjoy myself around here, and it's about to get a lot better.
That's right. With Melva covering our hero's homecoming, you better break out the tissues.